The tale of Qais and Layla, deeply entrenched in Arab culture and colloquial language, stands as a testament to one of the most poignant and tragic love stories. It is a narrative that has resonated with countless souls, captivating the hearts of all who have come to know the saga of Layla and her forlorn paramour, Qais, the wounded-hearted. Even the verses that Qais meticulously composed for his beloved Layla have become legendary, echoing through the ages. Layla became the cherished childhood love of a young boy named Qais, who, fatefully, happened to be her cousin. In the tender days of their youth, while tending to their sheep together, their innocent hearts began to flourish and blossom in the garden of love. However, in accordance with the customs of their land, when a girl reaches a certain age, she withdraws from interactions with males and awaits the prospect of marriage and the transition to her husband's tribe. It was during this time that Qais keenly realized how Layla had ensnared every fiber of his being. The weight of these customs became the catalyst for their first separation, a separation that struck Qais' heart like a piercing arrow. Yet, even in the midst of their physical distance, the intensity of their love refused to wane. Qais, driven by the longing and pain of their separation, began to compose poetry that overflowed with the yearning he felt for his beloved. It was in this phase that their love blossomed even more resplendently, defying the barriers that sought to confine it. Gradually, Qais' discerning heart awakened to the realization that only through marriage could he hope to extinguish the flames of longing and sorrow that engulfed his soul. He embarked earnestly upon the task of amassing a suitable dowry, intending to persuade his uncle to grant him Layla's hand in marriage. And so, their extraordinary love story began to weave its way into the tapestry of their tribe's collective consciousness. Entrenched within the cultural fabric of their society was an unspoken decree that love should remain clandestine, concealed from prying eyes. It was deemed scandalous, and the marriage of lovers, or those who openly declared their affection, was met with disapproval. As the whispers of Qais and Layla's love story reached the ears of Layla's father, Al-Mahdi, his fury ignited like a tempestuous fire. Indeed, as previously alluded, the ancient Arab custom of withholding acceptance for such love was unyielding. Thus, despite Qais' diligent efforts to assemble the dowry demanded by his uncle for Layla's hand, a sum comprised of 50 crimson camels, his father once again approached his brother to seek Layla's hand in marriage. Tragically, their plea was met with rejection, for the poems Qais had composed in adoration of Layla had spread far and wide, leaving an indelible mark upon their fate. Unable to reconcile himself to this cruel twist of fortune, Qais found solace only in the echoes of his own voice, as he lamented his sorrow and anguish in secluded corners, his mind teetering on the precipice of madness. Witnessing the torment etched upon his son's countenance, Qais' father resolved to beseech his brother once more, to implore him to grant their request. But Layla's father, unyielding in his refusal, remained steadfast in his determination to wed off his daughter. In that fateful hour, a man named Ward bin Muhammad al-Akili emerged, offering himself as a suitor for Layla's hand. Layla's father, seizing the opportunity, coerced her into accepting this unwelcome proposal. Given a choice between the cruel embrace of death or a marriage devoid of love, Layla reluctantly consented, accompanying Ward to the city of Ta'if. And thus, Qais was left bereft, his only companions his verses, which poured forth from his wounded heart, seared with an incomplete love. Alone in the vast wilderness, he wandered aimlessly, his mind consumed by the echoes of his poetry as he cried out for his beloved in the valleys. His fellow men, witnessing his plight, bestowed upon him the appellation of Majnun Layla, the Madman of Layla. Meanwhile, Layla, burdened by a grievous illness and unable to endure the anguish of her lovesick Qais, succumbed to the weight of her grief and passed from this mortal realm. It was not long after Layla's departure that Qais, found near the desolate rocks, breathed his last breath, his soul departing to reunite with his beloved. It is said that Qais breathed his final sigh in the year 688, age of 43. And thus, we conclude this written account, meticulously chronicling the story of Qais and Layla, their names forever etched in the annals of history, their love tragically unfulfilled, yet forever remembered. Lastly, we come to the verses that have echoed throughout time, ensnaring the hearts of all who have heard them, encapsulating the depth of Qais' love and the searing pain that consumed his soul. If I had known that this would be our final meeting, I would have wept, and my tears would have made my beloved weep. Love cannot conceal its deep roots. How can tears reveal what was hidden? If I had two hearts, I would live with one and dedicate a heart to your love, enduring its torment. But I possess a heart that is possessed by passion. Neither life becomes sweet for it, nor death draws near. Like a little child holding a helpless bird in its hand, the bird suffers the agony of death while the child plays. Neither does the child possess the intellect to empathize with its plight, nor does the bird, with both wings unfurled, fly away. And so, Majnun Layla, or Madman of Layla, etched his name upon the pages of history, a symbol of love's untamed devotion.